That was Thelonious Monk with a song called Straight No Chaser right here on Hampton Summer Jam. Before that, starting everything off, was Duke Ellington. Great number there. And we have in the studio here with us the man who has all of that and more in his numerous and eclectic collection, Mr. Jaycee Bryant. Jaycee Bryant is the proprietor of UnDigable Digs. It's an online music store that buys, sells, and collects vinyl LPs, cassettes, and CDs, as well as other music-related items that are not typically found in traditional record stores. Based in Chicago, Jaycee Bryant UnDigable Digs also ships music around the country and the world, giving a fresh perspective of online digital entrepreneurship in today's current internet landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, please welcome to the studio Mr. Jaycee Bryant. How you doing, Jaycee Bryant?
My brother, I'm doing well. I'm alive and well. I can't complain. Today is a great day to be alive.
It is, really is. And thank you so much for coming and being on the first episode of Hampton Summer Jam, because this is going to be a great show.
I love it. I appreciate you even having me on and me being the first one to kick it off.
Man, me too. I really do love it. And you're based here in Chicago. So can you tell a little bit about the audience who doesn't know who you are, where you came from, where you started, and how you came up?
Oh, wow. Where do I start?
I know, right?
From the west side of Chicago, born and raised in the Austin community, raised in a two-parent household. Now, I really say that because it's important to me. Grew up around music. My father especially was into, I grew up in the 80s, so soft rock, hard rock, pop music. So it was a lot of Jimi Hendrix, a lot of Michael Jackson, a lot of that 70s soul, funk, some disco in there. And then with my mom, she had a gospel influence. And so it's a lot of just music around. And then transitioning to like the mid to late 80s, you had a lot of house music. And so I had that deep house roots within me. And then with the 90s, you had a lot of down south music, West Coast music that I was really influenced by. I wasn't really influenced too much by East Coast hip hop. It was more so like down south, West Coast, and then a lot of Chicago stuff came along. And so growing up in a very active community, and active meaning outside, it was a very active presence, a lot of different environmental stuff going on. My parents had to keep me actively involved in positive things so I didn't get too caught up in that. So music was one of those things that kind of saved me from being recruited by different things that was happening out there. And a lot of times people will come to me, say, man, what you know about this? What you know about that? And a lot of times I would know about it, and other times I didn't. And so as they were trying to prove to me that that I had something that they didn't have, or vice versa, they were putting me up on stuff. And it was very competitive growing up. And I just became fascinated by just having exclusive music that no one else had, getting music, having music, listening to music. It really became the soundtrack of my life and my upbringing, being around just a culmination of different sounds. And it saved my life. Fast forward, it was around 2014. I saw someone on Facebook. They were showing off their music collection. And I said, well, let me just try my hand at it. And I threw my little album of pictures on there, and I got introduced to a whole new group of people who I had never met before. And these were all collectors of very rare Chicago music. And then it became competitive in that way. And what I said to myself was, you know what? I have so much access to this music. Let me really compete with them and show them what I can really do. And in the mix of me trying to compete and show off that I had a massive collection, I came across the biggest haul I've ever seen in music till this day. There was so much music that I could not only buy an item for myself to just keep to collect, but also try to sell one. And that's how I got into the selling game, just collecting. And I said, you know what, let me just try something out. Threw an item on eBay. One of the first items sold for like $200. We got a business now. Wow. And 11 years later, I'm still in the game. UnDigable Digs. Primarily, I sell CDs, cassette tapes, vinyl records, and I also have some apparel for sale as well on the website. But I was operating on eBay, Amazon, third-party sites. But after a while, I wanted to kind of branch off and do my own thing, and that's how UnDigableDigs.com came to play. And I really try to pride myself on having new, old stock. Everything on the website is brand new and sealed, collector condition. And I try to have stuff that no one else can get. And if you can find it, you probably can't find it in a brand new sealed condition. So it's the go-to spot. I'm really trying to have everyone come to that site versus go to any other third-party site and come, just browse around, check me out.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing that with the audience. And you also are able to ship to different people as well, too, around the Chicagoland area and the nation, and also probably the world, too, as well. Am I correct?
I mean, I'm shipping stuff daily. So domestically, internationally, there are no limits to where the music can get to you. So if you can go on the website, I can ship it to you.
Are you actually going to be possibly opening up a standalone edifice, brick and mortar, record store possibly one day, or music store possibly one day?
You know what? I've wrestled with this idea back and forth. I have bought out about 6 or 7 stores in my time. And I've bought out stores of people who have pretty much given up that business model, suggesting that this does not work for us anymore. So the idea of me going to a brick and mortar and opening up again, I wrestled with that idea. I like the fact that I have a worldwide audience from the comforts of my home. I like the e-commerce platform. I like the anonymity of it all at the same time. I don't mind dealing with customers face to face, but there's nothing like just working at home on my computer. I'm not going to lie. But there might be a need for that, and it might be something I want to consider within the next year. So something that's on the table, but right now it's just an e-commerce platform. Everything is, mail to order type of thing right now.
We are speaking with Jaycee Bryant, the proprietor of UnDigable Digs, right here on Hampton Summer Jam. We'll get to more music in just a bit. If you want to get in contact with me, please do so at 708-320-8456. Email me at dje2h2, hamptonenterprises@gmail.com, and follow me on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.